And time is of the essence for Governor Hickenlooper. He's term limited in 2018, and he wants to get some things done. Question is, can he get the legislature to act? Well, Marianne Goodland covers the State House for the Colorado Independent and is here to talk more about this new session, the governor's wish list, and the reality of what lawmakers want to accomplish. A lot of these issues have been tried before and got nowhere, Marianne.
That's true, but we're seeing some attention to issues like transportation. That took a center stage both in the House and the Senate with the remarks made by the leaders of both parties. And then the governor, that was a huge focus for him as well. And we could see a transportation solution this year that goes to the voters. I think both the Republicans and Democrats and the governor are in favor of that. The only question is, what does that solution look like?
Right, because it's cuts, could be a tax.
Could be a tax, could be what they call revenue enhancement bonds. That's what the Republicans have been advocating for now for the last 2 years. And it could be an increase in the sales tax. Most of the lawmakers I've talked to say that the gas tax is not a good solution, even increasing it, because cars are so efficient these days that it really doesn't generate the kind of revenue that they need long-term and sustainable.
We also heard the governor mention the word rural several times. That I know he talked about broadband. What are some of the issues? Why is that an issue this year?
Rural communities have not seen the economic boom that the Front Range has seen, and I hear this from rural lawmakers all the time. They're still struggling. Commodity prices in the agricultural sector are very low, and that kind of concerns those rural lawmakers when you start talking about tax increases. They're like, they can't afford a tax increase right now because they're barely making ends meet as it is. So that will be a real interesting conversation as we move into the first couple of weeks of this session to see exactly what kind of solution gets good play on both sides of the aisle and in both chambers.
Hospital provider fee?
Dead issue.
Okay.
It is not going to happen. Of course, the Democrats have been pushing that for 2 years, and the governor, even in his State of the State address, said, please give this one more shot. But Senator Kevin Grantham, our new Senate president, has said several times now before the session started, it's a non-starter. It isn't going to happen. The Republicans view it as an attack on Tabor, and they're just not going to go with it.
And construction defects, they tackled that. I mean, they're on that right now.
Amazingly enough, on the very first day of the session, we had a construction defects bill. And given that last year there was no bill at all,
it just flat out died.
There was no bill at all.
Because they couldn't come to terms.
They couldn't come to terms. The talks collapsed about a week or 10 days before the session ended. The 2 years before that, they had bills that couldn't get anywhere. And first day of session this year, it was actually quite a surprise. It's the bill that they introduced is a fairly minor piece of the construction defects issue. It has to do with the insurance that builders and developers pay for construction defects. But the fact that they got that out on the first day was really impressive to a lot of people.
Is that indicative of new leadership this year? Do you think that really has an effect on how the legislature moves?
I do. We're hearing that a lot of things about how the Senate and House are going to be a little bit different this year. One of the things that I found kind of interesting is that Senator Grantham, our Senate president, has appointed his president pro tem to be a full-time communicator and somebody who reaches out to the members of their own caucus and also to the House Democrats. And that's a new expanded role for that position. And that says a lot about how they want to do business.
We have a minute left. What's on the list? What do you see happening this year?
I do see action on construction defects. I think transportation has a really good chance. The fact that they're so focused, everybody is focused on this right out of the gate, gives me hope that they may actually get something done with that this year.
Anything weird coming out of this session so far?
Oh, plenty.
Always, I know.
Plenty. My favorite bill of the session so far is an attempt to ban synthetic urine. This is an idea that's coming out of one of our rural lawmakers, John Becker of Fort Morgan. His concern is that people are using it to mask drug use when they do drug tests, either for employment or in corrections for parolees and probation. it's getting a lot of laughs.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens, and we'll count on you to keep us informed as well. Marianne Goodland, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
And we'll be right back.